everybody, and welcome once again to a beautiful location. There are many beautiful locations and there are many beautiful koi ponds. And don't get me wrong, even if you don't have this piece of heaven in your own garden, and no matter how small your koi pond is, it is still your pet's, and it is still something that we respect. And this is the reason why I'd like to take a step and almost go backstage, if you like. So take a step with me for a moment. We do a lot of investigation behind the scenes, a lot of camera work behind the scenes, and a lot of driving around for your pleasure, so that you can learn and learn with us, because we keep learning. I keep learning all the time. But the beauty about it is that we can keep this wonderful hobby alive and well. We are back at the same location as episode 1. Episode 2 now concentrating on problem solving. What are the most important things that one needs to have a look at? Well, I can spend the whole day talking to you about that, of what I've experienced with various koi ponds and problems. But what I need you to do is you need to take charge of your pond in a manner where I need you to be an investigator. And what I mean by that is you need to have a look at and disseminate the difference between what is acute and what is chronic in the situation. In other words, what is the root of the problem? What is causing everything to happen? Because it's a ripple effect. So now that we've had a look at water, we understand what needs to happen and that the pond needs to breathe. You can see the flow of the water and everything. If there's any blockages, you'll pick it up, because you know the concept of trying to run a marathon with a straw in your mouth. Impossible. The koi pond needs to breathe. So when it comes to the likes of water plants or any debris, remember that is also a problem when it comes to blocking the filtration system. The system needs to breathe properly. So what the result is that let's first of all, we've seen the water, we've discussed the water, as I said, but let's have a look at the environment. The environment, each pond has its own personality, and each pond has its own flow. Remember also, when I talk about the flow, we are in the southern hemisphere, and what you really want to do is, you don't want, with the rotation of the earth, you don't want your flow of your water to be flowing against the rotation of the earth in the southern hemisphere. You want it to be flowing with the rotation of the earth, because that can save you a lot of energy when it comes to the flow of water. And flowing water, as we know, is very important, because it flows the waste to a direction to be filtrated. So what the result is, you also need to have a look at what season you're in. Are you in a leafy season, in autumn, where your leaves, are there a lot of trees around? You need to understand your situation very well, so that you can cope with that problem-solving technique that you'll have, which is unique, by the way, for your particular pond. The other thing is that the sound of your filtration system, if you really understand your filtration system, behind me is a waterfall. So if this was my koi pond and I came to this location and the waterfall was flowing very poorly, I would understand that I need to go and have a look at my filtration system. You get what I'm saying? The sound of water, the sound of your particular personality of your pond, the flow of your water, you'll pick up very quickly that your pump basket is full and blocked. And also the sounds that you're normally used to having, the beautiful flow of water cascading over the rocks, that sound is missing. You need to then identify what the root of the problem is and go directly to the, filtration system. The other thing is having a look at the behavior of your koi. Now at feeding time, don't just throw the koi pellets and walk away. That's an ideal time for you to inspect your fish. Now I understand that everybody's got a job and everybody needs to get going. So, but there are elements at time why you have a koi pond is to enjoy the elements of the sound of water and the beautiful living jewels swimming in the water. So when you're feeding, closely observe each fish. You want them to be natural. You want them to be swimming up, eating naturally. That will also give you an indication of how you're feeding the fish. But you will spot fish that are not well. And then we need to go on to the next level and find out what the root of the problem is. The other thing is, apart from fish behavior and literally seeing problems on the fish itself, is really quarantining. Now quarantining is not always when I introduce a fish, when I'm ready to buy a fish, to put a fish into a pond and quarantine first of all 4 to 6 weeks. It can also be that I've identified a sick fish and I put the fish in a quarantine facility of my own, whether it be a portable pond or whether it be a system floating within the existing pond where the fish is in, like a quarantine net, so that I can follow up on medicating that particular fish's problem. If it becomes a problem with widespread medication, this is going to be on the next episode where we'll be talking about microscope analysis and how to medicate and what to look out for when it comes to parasites. But concentrating on the problem solving right now, you need to be an investigator. You need to understand your system well and the flow of it. And again, finding out what the root of the problem is, whatever problems there may be. But be alert to the fact that something is different. Even the smell of the water is different to what you're used to. The flow of the water, the sound of the water is different. And you will soon be in tune with the problem-solving techniques that most people are attuned to. So let's have a look at the next episode, episode 3, and we'll go into a finer detail in terms of microscope analysis, and we'll also go into having a look and understanding why parasites are so bad to my koi fish, and what do I need to do so that I can medicate and eradicate this situation. Because it's natural water. There are elements in the water that needs to be there. It's a natural environment. Okay, so don't forget to first of all subscribe, and then also to click onto the notification button so that you can be reminded of some more exciting episodes on Koi Medic.